Hi.
So we're doing this.
Yeah, I believe we are.
Okay, then. Tell them what we're doing
Well, we're starting a YouTube channel. We're going to launch it as of today.
right now
And why are we doing that?
because we plan to leave our home and hit the road full time in an RV.
And as we do that, and since we're going to start a channel, we thought it'd be a pretty good idea to introduce ourselves and give you a little context.
So I'm Jess.
And I'm Scott.
We're married. And
Yes, we are.
and we have been following different YouTubers for well over a year now. And we figured we would also start a YouTube channel because what we found was, especially with new folks starting RV life, they would give lots of tips and information and help along the way. And we're definitely going to need that.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I started watching a lot of you guys. I think she said it, but I'll say it again, like about 18 months ago when this idea first kind of got planted in my brain, and then I kind of tactfully presented the idea to Jess, and to my surprise, she was really into it. So I started watching more and more and more. I've watched a lot of you guys. I've seen a lot of how tos and how not tos. Um, and hopefully, armed with that information, we can make this transition and a little bit smoother. I, I, I'm under no illusions. I know we're going to have issues. I know things are going to happen. You can't avoid that. But watching you guys and seeing some of the ins and outs and ups and downs, I feel like I'm at least a little more prepared going into this. Um,
And we can continue to learn from other people's experiences.
Yeah, and hopefully you guys might learn some good and or bad along the way from us.
So when we watch these channels, we always come across the same types of questions that we always wonder about people. So we figured out the gate, maybe we'll answer some of those questions, at least what we always wondered. And then as we continue on our journey, we'll learn a little bit more about what we're doing.
Yeah, so for me, I always have the same question. And some of you guys will address it to some extent. Some of you never talk about it. But I always have the question is, where does your money come from? Do you work? Do you still work?
Or did you win the lottery?
Or did you win the lottery? Are you retired? Are you working from the road? So those are questions I always have. So we figured we would answer that one
Yeah. All
straight
right.
away.
Do we work? Do we plan to work? Or have we won the lottery?
If we've won the lottery, I am unaware.
As am I.
So we have not won the lottery.
Not won the lottery.
So yes, we do work. We both work full time. So I am currently a health and wellness coach. I'm lucky enough to be able to work remotely. I work from home doing that. So I spend a lot of time on the computer. And this is kind of my second career. In a prior life, I did a lot of years in law enforcement. I'm a retired law enforcement officer and moved to doing this. So that being in that type of role right now where I'm remote is kind of one of the things that got me thinking about could I do my job from somewhere other than the sticks and bricks.
And for me, I also work full time, but I am not remote. I'm in the office 5 days a week. So it will look a little different for us when we start the RV life. There will be a lot more, we'll be much more settled and trying to figure out the rig and trying to figure out how to live in a smaller space. And so and why don't we go into the why?
Well, so our work life won't change. I'll still be working remote. I'll just be doing it from a smaller space inside the RV, and she'll still commute. So to begin with, or for the foreseeable future, we'll be in the RV, but we'll be somewhere within driving distance of her work location, and should
also,
work fine.
Yeah, and also
Famous last words. Should work fine.
Totally. Also, I am still in the military as a reservist. So there will be several times during the year where we have to go to different military bases and stuff. So it'd be a lot more fun to not just pack up hundreds of pounds under a plane and to actually just take your entire house with you. I say fun, so we'll see.
Well, it'll be fun for me because during the day when she's working and she's drilling, I'll enjoy all of the wherever we are, at whatever base we're at. I will make sure to enjoy all the local outdoorsy life for myself.
So, why our RV life? Why did you bring this idea up?
Man, I tell you, it's really it started with for me. It started. I'm a big baseball fan, and coached baseball at a very high level, both through travel leagues and through high school. And being a baseball fan, one of my lifelong dreams was to visit every ballpark in the country. And I know a lot of people have done that. If you guys have done that, I would really like to see somebody's itinerary so that I can kind of plan around it and not have to build it from scratch. But that's kind of where it started, was this idea of taking, a summer, a late spring, all summer, early fall, traveling across the country, going to the different ballparks. And it just kind of evolved from there. And I was like, well, if I can do it for that long, how much longer could I do it? And then I
Well,
started thinking about,
we started looking it up. We
yeah,
started looking up. We tried to put I'm like, this is going to take a whole lot longer than 2 months. We thought we could do it over the summer. So I think it sort of like, well, how long could we do it for? Well, and so, yeah, it just sort of evolved from there. Also, I
it
can't focus.
snowballed.
It did. I can't focus right now because we're new at this, and I want to make sure I press record. Be right back. It's recording.
Fantastic. So that's kind of where the thought originated, was the travel for baseball, and then it just kind of snowballed from there. And when I started watching more of you guys and other people on YouTube and seeing kind of the adventures you guys were getting into, it just kind of blossomed.
Yeah.
And so thankfully we're kind of in a position in
Oh,
our
yes.
adult lives
So
that
we
can
have,
do that.
yeah. Why don't you tell them why we're in a position in our adult lives? Because we have lots of children.
What was the term you used?
Empty nesters in progress.
Empty nesters in progress. So we have a total between us of 4 children, the three of which are fully, well, two of which are fully grown and out of the house. One who has graduated college and is getting ready to go in the service,
Yep.
and is leaving soon. And then the last of which who is in college. So that's why she says we're almost at that empty nester stage. But we have a pretty good size sticks and bricks
We have 3,400 square feet, so we're going to have to really like pare down what's happening.
Yeah.
Here.
So we've really, the house has outgrown us as our family has evolved, and we don't need this much space anymore. So really, you come to the idea, it's time to downsize anyways. Are we going to downsize somewhere and be stationary again, or should we downsize and have the ability to roam? And for us, that question was obvious.
Okay.
Or the answer to that question was obvious.
Why YouTube?
Why YouTube? Why not YouTube?
How much YouTube experience do we have? How much social media experience do we have? None. It's personal, terrible. We're very bad at this.
She has none, and I have less than her.
Okay.
But we thought YouTube, actually, we were inspired to do this by watching other people do it. And we thought to ourselves, if nothing else, if we get nothing else out of this, it's a great way to document our experience, so that we can go back and look at the good times we had, the trying times that we had. We can document that, and for our families, right? So we've got family spread out all over the region that we live in, from north to west to south.
Yeah,
in the southeast. And they can see what we're doing. We can call them. We can let them know when there's a video that's going to drop. They can see what we're experiencing, and I think it's going to be a positive thing for the whole family. And so that's why we decided to do it. And you know what? Learn a new trick.
Yeah.
Why not?
I think for me, it's mostly, I have a terrible memory and definitely want to remember all this entire situation.
And this begs a great question from me is Jess, how comfortable are you doing this? How comfortable are you in front of a camera?
Thank you. I'm not comfortable in front of a camera. Scott, how comfortable in front of a camera are you?
I'm pretty comfortable in front of the
Natural
camera.
showman.
No, I would not call myself a
He's the
natural
talent.
showman, but I don't have a problem speaking in front of people. Many of my job, my career experiences is just doing that, presenting, teaching, instructing, speaking in front of people. So I'm a little more comfortable with it than Jessica is.
But here we are.
And I am who I am. Take it or leave it.
On that note, how much RV experience do we bring to the table? Oh, also zero.
Yes.
This is such a good idea. I don't see what could go wrong here.
I do. I mean, I have to say, I've got like scratched the surface, minimal experience. I've spent a lot of time at racetracks. Very big in. I've mentioned baseball. Also very big into motocross. Raced motocross for a while. Have a son and a daughter that raced motocross. So we spent time at tracks, living in RVs, but not traveling in RVs.
What would you say is the largest RV you've ever pulled, or trailer you've ever
Largest
pulled?
trailer I've ever pulled. Probably nothing over 30 foot for any extended period of time. I routinely hauled 20 to 25 feet with the racing, but nothing. We haven't chosen the perfect RV yet, but I know it's going to be bigger than 30 foot, so it's going to be a new experience.
Also, I one time trailered something. It was a pull behind barbecue, and I couldn't back it into the driveway. So this is going to be great. I have no problem.
Another learning experience.
So another question I wanted to ask was, what do your friends and family think when we told them that we were going to do this? I'm going to go first.
You go first.
My friends, mostly my friends and family, are not surprised, even a little bit. It's part of my personality to uproot myself and just take off and try something new. Mr. Steady Eddie over here has never lived anywhere but the state that we're currently in. And really, you haven't left the county hardly.
Oh, that's not true. I've left the county for a couple of years here, a couple of years there. So I've lived in a metropolitan area in the same state.
However, we need to justify it. That's
all
fine.
of my life. So my friends and most of my family was like, "Oh, that's cool. That's going to be really exciting. I'm glad you're in a position to do that." However,
tell them what your mom did.
My mother wanted to know if I was ill, if this was like my last stab at doing something exciting because it's so outside of my character.
She called and asked if he was going to die.
Hopefully not anytime soon.
Not because of this, I hope. No. But no, yeah. So I think on brand for me, off brand for that one.
Right.
Okay.
So big question for me to you is, do you think you'll miss anything? What will you miss about not living stationary, not being in a home of sticks and bricks?
Even though I have no RVing experience, I have no trailering experience. I feel like living in a small space is going to be very comfortable for me.
Even with me?
Even with you.
Okay.
It's going to, I'm fond of you. So I think it's going to be pretty comfortable for me. I think probably what I'll miss, I think we both would probably miss this. We have spoiled ourselves over the last probably 4 years since we lived in this house with a gym in our basement.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So we're
nice gym in our basement.
We're very active people, very athletic, and part of my job and also part of her job as well. And so, yes, we did. One of the first things we did when we bought this house was build a gym. And I'll probably post some pictures or something somewhere along the line just to let you guys see. So I will miss being able to just, at the end of my work day, walk downstairs and get my workout in. The other thing that we really like about this area, and I know you can find this in a lot of different places, but what will we miss about this particular location is it's really an outdoor haven or oasis, for lack of a better term. There's a lot of biking trails, a lot of hiking trails, running. Lot of parks, places to run safely without having to be worried about cars and traffic and that type of thing. So being outdoors and being active the way we are, I think that's going to lend well towards being in an RV and being able to move to different places and take advantage of those things in other places.
Mm-hmm.
But it is something that I will miss about this specific location.
Yeah, fitness and wellness is really important to us, like we mentioned. So we are looking at our gym and saying, like, what can we take? What do we leave? Just trying to go through all of those things and figure out, like, obviously with just all the research that we've done, but no real experience trying to, how much are things going to weigh? I at one point found a squat rack and a that you can attach to the hitch of your vehicle.
Yeah, squat rack.
It's like just you put the barbell
but when you're not
on it.
using it, where do you carry it?
Exactly.
And a lot of that depends on what eventually what trailer we end up with, how big it is, what the storage capacity is. But I know we're not going to be able to put it in our truck. Mm-hmm. So a lot of things to think about.
Yeah. So okay.
And so on that note, those of you who do travel, those of you who are into fitness, weightlifting, strength training, that type of stuff, what type of equipment do you use, and how do you store it? One of the things that we thought about was getting a membership to Planet Fitness, because they have so many locations throughout the country. So when we do travel, when she gets a vacation or whatever, and we do leave this area and travel, we can find a place to work out. But what are some other alternatives? Give us some good ideas.
And also, well, on military bases too, they usually have so if when we're there, we know that we'll be most likely taken care of as far as that is concerned. But it is a thought process that is going to be a part of our travel planning, is like, how can we work out? Where can we work out? What do we need to bring with us? But just like we like this area because there's outdoor spaces, other parts of the country are going to have that too.
That's true. That's very true. Right.
But
we were talking about, what are we going to miss about this?
Yes.
Place, right?
Yes. I will not miss the pollen.
No.
So next question we get asked personally in our lives, like, how long do we plan to do this?
Yeah. So that's a question that our family asks us a lot. Okay, we understand that you're going to do this. How long are you going to do it? And what's the end game? Really for me, there is no end game, and I don't have a particular time frame set in mind. I think for me, it's going to be a more of, am I enjoying it? Am I having fun? Are there things that I still want to do? Now, I do have kind of a long-term idea. As we mentioned, we've kind of got family in different places around this region, and some who haven't settled yet. So I would like to be gone long enough to see where the kids are going to settle. We have 2 that are settled pretty close, 2 that have not settled yet. And then kind of make plans around that. Eventually, I've seen a lot of other people who, they have a home base. They continue to travel, but they have a home base. And maybe that home base consists of, a small home with an RV pad, a piece of land somewhere, or a casita or something like that. So those are some thoughts that I've had. It's just finding a place that we can call a home base, and that place being close to where the majority of our offspring end up settling. So if that takes 3 years, I'm okay with that. If that takes 5 to 7 years, I think I'm okay with that too. But I think we will eventually have a home base that we, if not settle in, at least can be comfortable in for longer periods of time.
I was just going to say, like, how long do we plan to do this? Like, give it a solid 1 year, and we'll circle back.
Okay,
we'll circle back. Where are we in the process? Was our next question.
So where are we in the process? I'll let you start,
and then you'll take it from there.
Sure.
Okay, where are we in the process? I am selling everything on Facebook Marketplace that is not nailed down or screwed in, and even the things that are nailed down and screwed in, I'll list it. That's fine. We did a couple months ago buy a truck, and we just posted our first video today on that truck. So, when we watched a lot of videos online, they mentioned not buying the truck before the trailer. But we didn't do that. We didn't do that. So we might have already messed up, but
no, I think we went into it. We've got a pretty good idea. No, we have not bought the RV yet.
No.
We have done a lot of shopping. We've been we're fortunate that where we are, there's a lot of options. So we've been we've taken advantage of a lot of those options. We've actually been to a couple of RV shows. We've got, of course, some RV shows coming up really soon that we're going to be going and taking a look. We've kind of narrowed it down. We know we're going to go fifth wheel. So knowing that we were going to go
Most
fifth
likely.
wheel, we're going to go fifth wheel. So knowing that, that made buying the truck a lot easier because I've got, an area of weight that I know that I need to be able to carry. But as far as the specific unit itself, there's, got a great idea, but some things could change. So that'd be,
And we're taking suggestions.
So knowing that that I'm at least going to be working full time from the rig, Jess is going to need an auxiliary office, even though she's still commuting back and forth to work. She does have some times where she works from home, and she does have other responsibilities. So we need a setup where we can both have a comfortable working space. We do like our working space to be separate from our rest space, or as a lot of people do. You don't want to be having your evening dinner or watching TV together. Your hangout time, and your work is right next to you, staring at you, because you have this tendency to want to get up and do that. And so we want to be able to shut that part of our lives off while we're enjoying ourselves.
We've looked at mid bunks. We've looked at
front living.
We've looked at the
toy haulers.
So we've looked at a lot of different things. We intend to keep shopping, obviously. What is our time frame?
In the next 3 months. Yeah, the next 3 months.
We're down to the wire now. I still have a lot of things to sell, but we will probably be listing this house in the spring. Mm-hmm. And then from there, somewhere in that process, we're still working out the details. We are going to also order or buy or get an RV, so that we have somewhere to rest our heads at night.
So I think that about covers it. That's a pretty good introduction. You have anything you want to add? Or?
Nothing. I have nothing that I want to add.
All right. So this extended out a little further than I thought it was going to, but I hope you stuck around long enough for me to say like and subscribe. And again, if you have good suggestions about, where I should be honing in on which unit, what type of RV, knowing that we're going to be working from it, traveling, and I do want it to be a fifth wheel, please give me those suggestions. I'll take all the information I can get.
Fantastic. We did it.
Thanks, and see you in the next one.
I'm putting my crack on the crack.
Me too. A crack's on the crack.
I can't. Okay, no, don't do that, because then I'll giggle.
I'm getting in character.
What character?
Come on.
Stop.
I'm not looking. I'm looking away from you. And action.
I'm going to do that again.
Okay.
I don't like any of this, so I'm going to stop. I don't know. Cut action.
YouTube land, welcome to our channel.
I'm Jess.
And I'm Scott. And we thought we don't...
Cut.